Alright guys, so today on the channel I thought I'd do something a little bit different, but not really different. In thinking about all of the action figures, all of the vehicles, toys, maybe not vehicles, let's just do action figures because that's a lot. But collecting I've been collecting for so many years. I've had some very fond memories and some aggravating memories of running around trying to find some of these highly sought after, highly coveted figures at the time. But to many of us, that's half the fun, right? Is hunting down these figures, not giving into the scalper bay or eBay. A lot of times, like I said, it's not really evil, right? Is it a necessary evil? Maybe. I've used it for good. Sometimes there's a figure I can't find anywhere else, and it's like a work of art. You have to go pick it up. From no different than somebody selling, a Spiderman #1 or a Punisher, first appearance of Punisher, or a Hulk 181, right? No different than that. It's out of print, nobody's making it, and you have to go to the secondary market because those are the only people that keep it then. So with that said, I kind of came up with, kind of a really cool walk through memory lane, a collector's memory lane, something that maybe you could all get some entertainment out of it and look back and say, I remember that. And if you've been collecting as long as I have, maybe some of these will seem familiar to you. So we're gonna hunt down, or we're gonna talk about the top wanted and FOMO'd figures of the past decade-ish. It's gonna be a while, so, and it was really hard getting to the top. Well, I have 5 honorable mentions and a top 10. And of course, these are all figures that I currently own or have owned because I had to go get them, right? Your list probably differs, and it should differ. Everybody finds joy in a different particular action figure or toy because of their experience with it, right? So more than likely your experience will differ on it. Your top picks will differ. Put them in the comments below, and maybe we'll run a poll at the end, and say, hey, which one was the most hunted or FOMO'd of the past decade, right? I just think it'd be kind of fun since everybody's doing top 10 stuff. Maybe this one was a little bit different, and I'd been rolling it around in my head, and I was thinking about it for a while, and lots of memories. So let's start off. Let's get right into it with some of these honorable mentions, and I added a component to it that was fun. That's kind of interesting. Kind of like, was it worth it? Was it worth it? So number 1, and the honorable mentions are not in any particular order other than they just didn't make the top 10. So this is a figure that I remember hunting for a while, and I don't remember the specific year it came out, but it was more than about 5 or 6 years ago. And that one is the Clone Commander Cody Black Series, the one with the blue line. And I'll put pictures of all the ones that I found, or what I'm talking about over here, in case I get it wrong. You actually see a picture of what I was talking about. The blue line series. So it's a 6-inch scale Black Series with the blue line on it. That Commander Cody. I was hunting for that thing everywhere. It was retailing for $19.99, 20 bucks. Went up to as much as $75, and now it's worth $40. So was the FOMO worth it? Maybe not. On this one, it really didn't. I mean, it doubled in value, but $75 for this figure? Not anymore. With so many releases of Cody, yeah, definitely Hasbro got its money worth out of that mold. The next one, and this was a fun one too, because before everybody was doing 6-inch, we were doing 3 3/4 inches, and we were running around everywhere trying to get those. So the next one is Scorch from the Saga collection. Do you guys remember that one? Picture over here, 3 3/4. Oh man, I remember hunting for that thing everywhere, and I found 2, and that's it. Never found another 2 again. I never gave in to eBay. $6.99 was the retail price. It hit a record of about $70 at one point back in 2016 or 2015, one of those. You know, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. And now it's come down to $24. So was it worth it? I mean, it was worth the hunt, but it has not retained its value. Although, to go from $6.99 to $24, maybe that's just inflation. But anyways, it was fun hunting it, and I remember it fondly. Yeah, I remember people getting into fights in the toy aisles because, you know, they would find one and snatch it, you know, not from the person's hand, but kind of run up to it and grab it. So that was a lot. That's a lot. Maybe temper that down a little bit. But anyways, the next one that I remember hunting for, I only ever found one, just one. And I like to fancy myself a pretty good hunter. But that one was the 3 3/4 inch Darth Plagueis from the Black Series, the one with the small 3 3/4 Black Series with the orange line. Now that one started out at $9.99. It has gone tenfold its value today. So it is worth upwards of $90. So that was definitely worth the FOMO, worth the hype. To this day, we haven't gotten another one, and everybody's waiting for them to release the 6-inch version of them. I think that's one I've really, you know, stopped collecting Black Series for the most part. I'll get one here and there, but I think everybody would jump on that bandwagon and grab a Darth Plagueis. So anyways, really, really had fun looking for that one. The next one, these are a little bit more recent. Honorable mention, Mindbender from the Classified series. I got 2 of those early on in the first drop. I had Hasbro Pulse Premium or whatever, got right in there, picked up 2 of those, but I remember those things selling out consistently, just consistently, and people were feeling some kind of way about it. I never gave in to eBay, and I even actually gave one to a buddy, but then I regretted it because I didn't have one on card. So I actually traded for another one, and so that made me feel happy. So yeah, that one, I never gave into eBay on that one, but it was one that was definitely up there with the FOMO because it got me, because I gave one away and I was like, no, I need one on card. I need one because the only line I'm being a completionist on is classified. So that one was the one that kind of hurt a little bit, but it didn't make it to the top 10 because I managed to score some more. I had a friend who had another one. So the other one that's on the honorable mention is, Mindbender started at $41.99. It went up all the way to $150. Insane, right? Not only that, it's actually going for $85 now. Was it worth the FOMO? Maybe. Yeah, that one kept its value so far. I think the classified line is a winner and probably will continue to keep winning. So for now, it's a very sought after figure still. So you know what? A lot of these, I researched the prices on Action Figure 411 and also eBay current prices. So I did a little bit of research on this. By no means am I an authority on any figure. What I say goes, or is the law. No. These are estimated research from what I could gather, right? Spend a little time taking a look at it, gathering, averaging, and then coming up with these prices and was it worth the FOMO? So Mindbender, to me, yeah, I think it was. I think it's a great figure too. So the other figure that I had a tough time acquiring, and I didn't get rid of the FOMO until I got 2. Again, one to stock, one to rock, and that's the Retro Storm Shadow, because for the longest time, I remember everybody got one initially. And then not everybody, but a lot of people got one initially. And then I had to wait like 8 months to see it again pop up. I was thinking I missed out on this one. I'm gonna have to give in to eBay. I didn't give in to eBay. I managed to score one off of Wally and 2 off of Wally. So the cards are bent, but I mean, a score is a score with the Retro Storm Shadow. But I remember a lot of people getting a little bit upset about that one as well, because some people got it 8 months before everybody else, and that was not cool. Started out at $24.97, went up to $87 at one point, and is now down to $40. So Storm Shadow Retro. Now, let's get into the top 10 most FOMO action figures or hunted action figures of the decade, right? According to me, but then again, who am I? What counts is what you think they were. So this is my list. So see if you agree, disagree, maybe I have them out of order. But this is what I had FOMO about. Bebop and Rocksteady from the NECA TMNT collection. The Target exclusive ones. Those things, everybody was running around trying to get those. People getting into fights, people chasing the NECA guy. It was insane. So I really love those cats. I still have them. I still have most of that collection. I really dig it. Originally retailed for $49.99, went all the way up to $120, and is still to this day about $110. So it's held. It's held its 3 times its value, and it's held strong. So Bebop, Rocksteady, good figures. All right, now we get to number 9, and that is Serpentor. Ooh, that's Serpentor. That Serpentor was highly coveted, and people were mad that they didn't get him on Hasbro Pulse. Mad. I scored 2 first time around, and I was good. But the reason I keep it in my head is because I remember the forums and the Facebook posts, people ranting and raving, just so mad that they didn't get in on it, and some people giving into it, giving into the FOMO and going to eBay, and I can't blame you for it. I've given into it and actually paying the secondaries Mr. Scalpy prices. So anyways, yeah, so Mr. Serpentor started out at $79.99. He went all the way up to $176 and is currently sitting at $150. So Mr. Serpentor, when you start talking about numbers like that, yeah, that's worth the FOMO right there. Mr. Serpentor doubling $80 is no easy task. That's something that's hard to do. So, and it's expensive. The higher that figure goes, the harder it is to acquire. So Serpentor. The other one, and this half the reason that this figure is on this list is because of Articulated Ninja. Oh man. Articulated Ninja is the one that introduced me to this figure. And I think he caused so much FOMO and craziness because it was a good figure and he did a good job reviewing it and a good job posing it and had great production value with his presentation. And so there's 2 of them. I'm kind of cheating here because they were kind of at the same time and actually almost the same figure, except for, you'll see. It was Bernice and Valaverse of the Fight for Glory Xerxes Studios line. You guys remember that? So everybody's running around. Everybody missed the pre-order on 5K Toys. Articulated Ninja said it was amazing, and he wasn't lying. I have those figures. I picked them up. I was one of the ones that managed to get a pre-order on Bernice, not Valaverse. So I paid $80 for Valaverse, and I think initially, now don't quote me on this, but I believe they retailed for between $40 or $50, something like that. They went all the way up to, this is where they are, because they weren't on Action Figure 411. I did some research. Bernice is now selling anywhere between $160 to $180, and Valaverse is now selling for about $200. So these figures, incredibly FOMO'd, still wanted everywhere, still chased after. And I blame Articulated Ninja. For this one, this was a good, I think Xerxes Studios owes Articulated Ninja some money for this. That was a great job he did with it. All right, moving on. Number 7 on the list. And that is the Cobra Island Trooper. Both versions, whatever the pink collars and the green collars. I don't know, whatever colors they were, I didn't really care as long as it was that Cobra Island Trooper. Boy, everybody, that's when it started going crazy, when people were like, why did you put a trooper as an exclusive? You're absolutely silly to do that. And they were so mad at Hasbro and so mad at Target because of that. We were thinking it was a troop builder, but it was so hard to come across. I managed to score 2 of them, And then later on, I got some more for, you know, through trading and stuff. So, but yeah, I was looking for it as well. So everybody was looking for it to build it up. It was a great trooper. I remember visiting infinite amount of targets to find him. So the Cobra Island Trooper, both versions, the pink collar and the neon green collar. Anyways, he retailed for $19.99. He went up to $124 and is now $46. Was it worth the FOMO? Maybe not. Maybe not. So anyways, all right, let's get to this one. This one I kind of cheated with as well because I remember going everywhere for this particular thing. NECA's on here again, boy. NECA's doing that FOMO to us real hard. These particular packs. Now I put these particular 4 packs in here because they're of the same vein and they were equally hard to find. And I remember at one point I found 2 sets of each one, but I only bought 1 set and left the other set prominently displayed for another collector. So to this day, I've only got just the 1 set, and that is the Batman and Predator, the Batman and Alien, the Green Lantern and Predator, and the Superman and Alien 2 packs that NECA put out. I'll put a picture of them over here, but oh man, to get and they all came out at once, and you had to go find them and hunt them all down. People were, I remember I posted once on a Facebook group, ooh, look what I found. The guys were like, buy them all, it's instant gold. But no, I didn't buy them all. I found at one Walmart, and they were Walmart exclusives. I bought 1 set of the 2 sets that happened to be there, and I, you know, left the other ones for people. But it was great hunting it down. It took me months to get that whole collection, and I never gave in to eBay. But it was definitely, I remember hunting these down endlessly until I finally got them. So anyways, the Batman versus Predator, I think the retail for all of these was either $59.99 or $54.99. I'm not quite sure. You guys can tell me in the comments, but it was something like that. Batman and Predator is currently going for $220-ish. Batman and Alien, about $150. Green Lantern, Predator, about $150. Superman and the Alien 2-pack, about $100. So out of all of those, he's the lowest one. These have definitely kept their value, and some of them have quadrupled and tripled their value. So these were definitely FOMO deserving figures. So anyways, sorry I cheated that a little bit on number 6, but it is what it is. All right, number 5, Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Clone Commander armor, the Walgreens exclusive version. To this day, he is a tale in many collectors, a nightmare for many collectors' dreams. Walgreens has never been hit so hard for an exclusive. Now that one I got really lucky on, and I found like 3 of them. One I gave to I think I gave to my brother. One I gave to one of my friends out in, one of these down in the Dallas area. And then one I kept for myself. But yeah, I managed to find 3 of those. And it didn't take me long, but man, I remember the people were angry that I found 3 all at once. So, but it is what it is. Yeah, so Obi-Wan, Clone Commander armor. To this day, I still have one in box, sealed in a little thing. I absolutely love that figure. So hopefully everybody got one at this point. So where he started out was $19.99 retail at Walgreens. He went all the way up to $126 at one point for a high, but he's now down to $75. So, all right, I had to take a little interlude there for a minute. Family called. All right, now we're gonna get to a little weird one here, and this one is weird because I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, initially I get it, but now I don't get it. So, number 4, it's Bobby Vala's fault. Warpath Eclipse. People were some kind of angry that Mr. Bobby Vala did not put up enough or wasn't selling those exclusives online just at the convention. I mean, I get it. If you go to the convention that Bobby wants you to be at, and that Bobby was, maybe, given, priority to, then he got a contract with them to provide an exclusive for him. I get it. You want to give, that the people who show up there and spend their money and fly there an exclusive, a perk, right? But to Bobby's credit, he wasn't a jerk about it. And he said, you know what, when this is done, if you're patient, you'll get one, but it's going to be online much later. But for these people who managed to come in and, spend their time and money and effort to drive here, from across the country, across the world, we're going to give them a perk early. And so, and I remember it was so funny. He didn't want anyone to sell these, so he made people sign like contracts that they wouldn't, or promises. I don't know, it wasn't a contract, but it was like kind of like a promise to not, sell it online. I eventually got 2 Warpaths, one to mess around with, one to rock, one to stock, and the one that I kept in box, Mr. Bobby signed. So I really, really appreciate that. And it's a great figure, fantastic figure, but we're not talking about, again, we're talking about FOMO for the figure. Whether it's good or not is indifferent. This one just happens to be really good. But again, if it's good or not, I don't care. I'm just talking about how coveted it was for this particular figure. So here's the weird part about Warpath Eclipse. It's $31.99 at Bobby Vala's website. Why is it selling for $70+ on eBay? Who is buying this on eBay for $70+ Ridiculous. Anyway, just go to Bobby Vala's website and pick up a Warpath Eclipse for $31.99, $32. I just checked a little bit ago. It's still on his website, free to order. Just go get it. That's weird. The only thing that I can think of is maybe international buyers are trying to get it because some people in Europe aren't able to get it. But we'll see. All right, the third most wanted figure, or the third most FOMO'd figure in my book, is Cell Shaded Spider-Man. I think I already told the story about poor Art posted it, and then the people that he posted it to went and cleaned out Big Bad before he got a chance to get it. But it's funny because, I ended up helping Art, and that's fine. But the funnier part was, I remember going to, waking up, it came out in the winter, I remember. It was real cold. I remember waking up early in the mornings, going to Walmart, seeing if they had it. People were posting about the displays and where to look to go get it. Sure enough, I hit up a Walmart, one of my local Walmarts at 6:30 in the morning, a bone-chilling 18 degrees. Well, to me, as a Texan, bone-chilling 18 degrees. Outside in the lawn area where they have the, grass, stuff and flower, whatever they had, lawn stuff, is this display for Cell Shaded Superman and a couple of Star Wars other things. I was like, what? Why out here? And the person who was there at Walmart, we had a good relationship. She goes, oh, but they just didn't have anywhere to put it inside. So anyways, I managed to score a couple, gave a couple to friends and gave one to a friend, and I kept another one for myself. To this day, I have it. I have never opened one. I don't need to open that one. I'll just put it to the side, and it's just nice to have. But I remember waking up consistently for a couple months in the cold, bone-chilling cold, trying to find that thing, and that's what made it bone-chilling FOMO. Anyways, Cell Shaded Spider-Man started out at $24.97, went all the way up to about $100, $97, $100, and now he's down to $50. So, was he worth the FOMO? Maybe not, but it was still fun hunting him down, or painful, or cold. All right, moving on. The next one, the Baroness and her coil. Number 2, the Baroness and her coil. This was right at the beginning of Classified, when that whole thing was going on and people were like, oh, it's the first vehicle, we have to go get it. People were running all over the place trying to go get this. I remember I found one along with 2 other collectors. We were waiting outside of Target to open, And the guy goes, I only have 3. That's perfect. You get one, I get one, you get one. And so we all walked out of there, each one with one Baroness and coil. Anyways, that was really fun, hunting her down. It was a combination of waking up early in the morning, a lot of hype around the collector community for it, a lot of joy when people would find it, sharing where it was and stuff. So anyways, because of all the joy, because of the fun hunting it, it wasn't bone chilling cold when she came out, and it was right at the beginning of the classified stuff. I gave her the number 2 spot. So she started out at $39.99. She climbed all the way up to $170. Insanity. And now she's down to 35. Was the FOMO worth it? No. But it was fun hunting her down. It sure was. So that's why she's number 2, because she's one of those that provides a lesson, right? In the end, what was it truly about? Was it about the hunt? Was it about the toy? Was it about, for better or for worse, a lot of times for me, personally, it's about the hunt. And then it's about the toy. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this for 40 years now. I like hunting those things down. I moved the camera a little bit. Let's put it back. So it's fun. It's fun to hunt them down. And a lot of times I see collectors that say, hey, are you looking for this? And they're like, yeah, but I want to find it. And that's fine. That's what motivates us. All right. She started out, we already talked about that. And the number 1 figure that I remember searching for and thinking I had no ability to find whatsoever. I was gonna miss out on it, and I was already preparing myself for it. At the 3rd Walmart that I went to, when it came out, I found it. Luck, pure luck, because I think each Walmart only got like 2 or 3. And that's it. And it came in a display, and everybody was eyeballing that display, and immediately they picked him up. Now, so because I was so happy that I found him, because I was so excited, and I was one of the first ones, and I knew they weren't going to do any more of these particular ones, for that reason, he's my number 1. And I think you can already guess. Yeah, it's the white box Mandalorian. So anyways, the 3rd Walmart I went to, I found the display that he was in, along with some other ones. I happened to be the 2nd one there. He wasn't interested in the Mandalorian. He was interested in something else, the other collector that was there. And I was just shocked. And I was like, well, I left 2 there. I only got the 1. Because I know how much joy some of those things bring to people. So, if I wanted another one, I might pay a secondary price for it. But anyways, I picked up the 1. I was so excited. I took pictures of it, posted it online, told my wife, she doesn't care. But anyways, I found that Mandalorian white box, so excited. I mean, I was on a high for like a week because I found that figure. And people were not happy that there weren't enough available. Anyways, Mandalorian white box. Retail $19.99, went all the way up to $315 in 2021, November of 2021. Insanity. And then right now, it's down to 100. So was the FOMO worth it on this one? To me, it was, because I'm glad that I found it, and it was fun hunting it down, and I was shocked. Like I said, I was on a high for like a week when I found that thing. All right, guys. Well, that's the show for today. Let me know what you thought of this particular episode. If you like these kind of interesting countdowns, I happen to be a little bit of a metrics guy. I like researching and kind of coming up with some of these things as well. So let me know if you like this. Let me know if you thought the same about these figures that I picked up, or if you have some figures that I probably forgot that I've been hunting. I've been doing this for 40 years. Like I said, at some point I forgot some of them. And let me know what were your favorite things to hunt. It doesn't even have to be this decade, man. You can go further back. But I was like, let me just try to limit it to a decade, because it's a lot. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if I've entertained you, if you had some fun strolling back through memory lane. And I'm still working on a couple of projects to put out. Hopefully those will inspire you or entertain you as well. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. And as always, as long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep rolling them out.